You're listening to Shoe In, covering the ins and outs of all things footwear, from sneakers to heels, loafers to slippers, and every type of shoe in between. Brought to you by the FDRA, the Footwear Industries Association focused on retail, trade, politics, and fashion, helping create and enhance conversations on all things footwear. And now your footwear insiders, Matt Priest and Andy Polk.
Well, Andy and Matt are not joining us today, but it is Jasmine Pendergrass, our directors of events and marketing at FDRA, and I am joined with our newest member of the FDRA team, Sabria Butler, who is our events and marketing assistant. So me and Sabria work very closely together. I've been happy to have her for the past however so months. So it's been cool and we've actually attended the same school, Virginia State University. So it's been cool to have another, HBC girl.
Hell State.
Yes. So it's been nice, but we haven't really dug into, like Sabria's background or just get any of her opinions. So this is going to be the takeover episodes of the women at FDRA. And Matt and Andy will join us on our next ones. So first I want to see, how did, Sabria, I know that you've worked at, different companies before coming here, and you graduated what year?
2018.
Okay, so you haven't been out of school too long. And I know that you are currently working on the retail side at Nike. And how long have you been doing that?
I started working at Nike last summer, so summer 2019.
How has that experience been? Did you, when you were looking for jobs, did you know you wanted it to be in retail? Did you know you wanted to do something focused around sneakers? What was the thought process?
Well, so I got to Nike because I was supposed to do an internship at the time. Originally, I was supposed to, just go straight to grad school.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not doing that anymore.
That's okay.
But during the summer, I was supposed to do an internship. And long story short, the internship fell through for whatever reason. And I picked up Nike because I was going to do a part-time job along with the internship. Like I said, the internship fell through, so I just stayed at Nike. But it was a fun job for what it is, and I still enjoy working at Nike today. So
yeah, have you ever worked in retail before? Is this totally new experience for you?
So I worked at Brooks Brothers. So the stores are completely different because they sell two different types of things. One's is Brooks Brothers is suits, and Nike, is of course sportswear and athletic wear. Right. So what they sell is different, but I find Nike to be way more fun than selling a bunch of suits and business.
How's the traffic flow? Do you feel like it's are you always super busy? Is it more who do you feel at your stores, your main customer? Is it a lot of parents? Is it super diverse? What do you think?
It's super diverse. We get all types of people. We get, the gym rats. Yeah. We get the parents, kids. Because, Nike is for everybody.
Right.
They sell sportswear, so you can wear, casual clothing. They have tennis shoes, and then, they have the athletic wear for gym and running and, whatever exercise you do.
Right. Do you feel like there was a learning curve for you? Were there any challenges with you working, because I know you personally love footwear, but was there any challenges working in retail and something that you kind of had to pick up or learn fast to do well?
Well, retail teaches you a lot of patience, for sure, dealing with customers. So I would say that's probably the biggest skill that I've learned.
Yeah, is it because they ask a lot of questions or indecisive?
Well, people are just different. People are different, and especially the ones that come into our store. I love them all, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're definitely different, different personalities. So just navigating all of them and remaining professional and still providing customer services.
Cool. Do you have any tech things that you're doing within your retail store? Are you, how when you go to Apple, they I haven't been in a Nike store in a little while. We've gone to the Nike headquarters, and I've been to their company store over the past years now that I'm at FDRA, but I haven't gone into a regular Nike retail. So are you using any technology? Apple has the iPads where they purchase stuff for you on the spot versus you going to the cashier. So are you guys using anything?
We do have something like that. my store isn't as advanced as other stores. So if you go to stores, we're in the DC area, so like Georgetown, they're super advanced. Like they can, they have a machine that measures your foot size and everything. So we don't necessarily have that in our store, but there are quite a few Nike stores that have super advanced technology.
Yeah, cool. Were you expecting to get into footwear? Because it's interesting, like you're working at Nike, which is a huge member and supportive of FDRA, and then we're a footwear association, so your whole life is kind of just like footwear. Did you intend for it to be like that? Like, kind of, how did you get into shoes? Where did that start?
Well, so I've always liked shoes. I just didn't always have the money to like purchase the shoes, but I've always been into like fashion. I used to like buy every single edition of Vogue and Elle when I was younger. So I've always been into fashion, and you know, that encompasses footwear as well. It's really crazy how I now work at FDRA, and I am working at Nike as well. I didn't plan that. But it is cool because, you know, I like shoes, and so being able to work around things that I'm interested in is always a plus. Yeah, it makes working a lot easier. Are you having any like new purchases that you're loving? Anything that, you know, you're planning on getting? We do what you get in segment. I won't do it because it's only us two today, but we could kind of, you know, integrate the segment into our normal conversation. So is there anything that you just bought that you're loving or are planning to get? So I just bought a pair of the night joggers, Abbey Park night joggers that Beyonce released. So that was really cool. I definitely didn't think I was going to get them. And
they
my
sold
card
out
went
really
through.
fast. Yes.
So I was like, I got them.
Now, did you get it on the Adidas site? Like, where did you go to purchase?
Yeah, I got them on Adidas. Okay. Stood in their little waiting room. Well, not stood physically, but I was in their waiting room. And like it kept going in and out of my car for like a good 5 minutes. So I was like, I'm not gonna get these. And then it managed to like stay.
Go through. Man, I remember getting Jordans like when I was in high school and being on standby before you see the confirmation screen for Jordans. Like,
that's nerve wracking.
Yeah, super nerve wracking. And then one time the Bread Tech came out, maybe like I might have been like in 11th grade or something like that, and I was at the doctor's office, and I was so disturbed with my mother that she would not let me reschedule that doctor's appointment so I could physically go stand in line to get them, because back then, I mean, I feel like it's a little bit more common to go online, but when I was in high school, it was like people were online, but you were definitely waiting outside the mall, and I had like a few malls within my area, so we had a smaller mall that I used to go to because it'd be like less people there. So yeah, getting new releases can kind of be like, it gives you anxiety, like, and I'm spending my money and I have all this anxiety.
Because I remember with the Ivy Park release, I remember first of all, I didn't know they had a pre-launch.
So, really? Yeah. You had to be connected on Beyonce.com.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. And so, but I knew I wanted them. So I had looked the day before, the pre-launch day, and I read an article, and they were like coming out. I was like, oh my gosh. And it was like 2:55, and they were like, they released at 3 o'clock. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're right on time.
So I stopped everything. And I got online, and then like they were like the page was loading and everything, and I was texting my friend, and he was just like, "Oh my gosh, Sabria, it's like an emotional roller coaster with you." And I was like, "Cause I was like, there's no way I'm gonna get these, you know." But
you looked at the perfect time because you have to be like on point. Yeah, like you cannot be a minute, 2 minutes late. Like you will miss your opportunity. Yeah. So you were right to jump on the computer at 2:55. We are kind of focusing, you know, the month of February on highlighting African Americans within the industry. And of course, we've seen like more, I mean, you've always seen kind of like the athletes have their collaborations with shoe brands, athletic brands, and it makes sense. But more and more, you know, the influencers are being highlighted and things like that. Or do you have any collabs that you personally think have been cool that's come from like a minority person, African American person, in their recent? Well, I know Beyonce, of course, because you just bought them. But anything outside of that collab?
Well, actually, I haven't gotten her shoes. I really want to get a pair, but Rox Brown is one of my favorite stylists and influencers. She's actually one of the 4 women to create a Jordan.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so one of the 4 black women to create a Jordan. Let me be specific. But yeah, she's awesome. she's known for, I don't know if you remember Young Thug's dress on the cover of Jeffrey. She's the one that was behind that. So she's just really dope.
Cool. I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, she's really awesome. And I'm a huge fan of hers. One day, hopefully, I'll meet her.
Oh, girl, we're sending you an invite now, okay?
Yeah, that would be so awesome if she would come. But yeah, I'm a huge Rox Brown fan, so I loved her collaboration.
Yeah.
I'm also a huge Travis Scott fan.
Those were nice.
All of his, I'm a fan of his music, but all of his shoes, like all of them, I need them. I'm getting those dunk lows coming out.
They're nice. They're really nice. The ones I don't know the name of the one that kind of like zip up at the front. And they're like denim.
The Air Force
they're like
ones.
patch. Yeah, those ones were nice. They actually had them on like the third party sites. When I was looking for them, like in my size, because that's the other thing. Like these poppin' brands come out with collabs, and then it's like, hey guys, I wear a size 4 in kids.
Well, they
4 and
just
a half,
released the kids sizes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I have to like be on it for that, because I won't have anything. And then I'm always very jealous of the girl who can actually fit into like, a small men's size. So yeah, I definitely try to be on that. I know for me, when I first got into the industry, I really didn't think about the lack of diversity within the footwear business. And I guess because, like, when you see it on the surface, it's kind of like, no, like, we're included. We have the LeBrons, we have Kobe's, we have Kyrie's. Like, yeah, like, brands know that we matter and things like that. And then, like shortly months into me working here, I realized, like, oh, there's like a very, very small amount of us, even though we dictate kind of like style and trends. So I always thought that was very interesting, and I was glad that we were able to start the African American Footwear Firm, and I was like, leading that to kind of connect the rest of us in this industry to say like, hey, we're here, and kind of, highlight our voices. So that's been like very cool. But do you have any thoughts? I know you've only been with us for a few months, but do you have any thoughts on like the lack of diversity, why you think that exists? Like just any point of view for somebody who's super new and looking into the business side and not just regular consumer.
Well, like you said, I honestly didn't think the footwear industry would be, so lacking in diversity as well, just because on the surface, it looks like we're the trendsetters,
right.
Like we're the ones creating, fashion itself. But I do think, from what I know, the fashion industry has always been fairly exclusive.
Right.
So when I got here, I wasn't necessarily surprised because, the fashion industry is very exclusive. It's only certain kind of people that work in it. So, footwear is, it's fashion. So I'm not overly surprised. I hope, to see more African Americans and just minorities in general working in the fashion or the footwear industry, just because it is important to have new voices and different kind of voices, to promote creativity and innovation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think we will definitely continue to do things like the forum. We have the diversity and inclusion workshop that we're doing in Boston for FDRA members, trying to get these people in those positions to get some training to make sure that they're, hiring the right people to get into the industry. So I think we'll do, more and more on that. I also think that I think I was surprised, like now that there's more collaborations, but back in the day, like even like Wale, who's from the DC area, I've always expected him to be more on a pedestal on these footwear brands, because I feel like people know Wale music, shoes, like that's kind of like his brand, and I feel like he's definitely like pushed the sneaker culture forward. So I've always been surprised that he hasn't had like a collaboration earlier on, and maybe he did, but it just wasn't like highlighted. But I expected that like maybe like 10 years ago almost. So it's interesting to see how like far we've come, but then like how much more. So thank you for joining us on this episode. I know you're not on all of our podcast episodes, but I thought it would be interesting to get somebody else who's new but African American within the industry and like kind of get your thoughts on some of the things that are going on. So we will kind of pivot to, I'll do a traditional what you getting section. We talked about what you just recently got, but anything besides that one collaboration with Rox Brown that you're interested in getting?
I really, really want a pair of the key New Balances. I don't know if you know about them, but they're like these blue and pink shoes. I want to say the material is like suede or something like that, but I think they're so cute.
High top, low top, like what kind of style?
They're low tops. They're New Balances.
Oh, okay, New Balance. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no, New Balances like are great, like just everyday shoe, you know, and especially in the summertime, you can kind of pair it with your short skirts, dresses, like whatever. So yeah, that's cool. What I'm getting, I don't know. I've been like kind of, okay, so we both just got the UNC Air Forces not too long ago. So that was like something that I had on my list. I can't think right now. I feel like I need something other than a sneaker, but we'll see. I've been thinking about getting the Doc Martens because like I don't really have an everyday.
I love Doc Martens.
Yeah.
I got about 5 pairs.
Really?
Yeah, I love Doc Martens.
I need like a everyday pair to like a black pair of shoes to wear because I'm not really like, I have some but none that I'm like obsessed with right now. So I think that might be on my list, like more of like a casual shoe that I can kind of pair with a t-shirt or sweater or whatever. So yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna get. But thank you guys so much for listening in. This is Jasmine and Sabria signing off. Make sure you download this episode as well as the other episodes that we have. It's been a pleasure to kind of highlight some African Americans within the industry, and we hope to do this again next year as well. So with that, Shoe In is out.
Shoe In has been brought to you by the FDRA, the Footwear Industries Association focused on retail, trade, politics, and fashion, helping create and enhance conversations on all things footwear. For information about FDRA, visit fdra.org.